There is no better place to celebrate New Year's Eve than New York.
All right, join us as we take a look back at past New Year's Eve celebrations.
From the 80s, the 90s, and early 2000s, this is how we rang in the new year in New York.
New Year's Eve in New York will feature more than the dropping of the ball at Times Square. Ron Claiborne tells us there's everything from fireworks and a marathon in Central Park to Dizzy Gillespie and special theater and the Lombardo Band.
There will be nearly 500,000 people in Times Square when 1984 begins tomorrow. But standing in the cold, being jostled by strangers and lunatics, isn't everyone's cup of tea. So what are some of the other options for tomorrow night? If you're looking for a more or less traditional way to celebrate, and paying $200 a person doesn't faze you, there's the Bill Lombardo Band at the Waldorf. Lombardo is Guy Lombardo's nephew, and this year he's leading his own band.
New Year's Eve has become a way of life for us. It's been a cause for celebration, not by choice either. It just kind of happened that way, and we look back over the 52 years now of Lombardo ushering in the New Year's. The people have grown to expect it, and for me to carry on that tradition is something that I'm really pleased about.
Jazz fans will have dozens of choices for tomorrow night, among them jazz great Dizzy Gillespie, who'll be at Fat Tuesdays. For less conventional entertainment, there's CBGB's in the East Village. Human Switchboard, that's a group, will head a triple bill there. And if your interests happen to run to athletic competition, at midnight in Central Park, there'll be a 5-mile race in costumes. A lot of people we spoke to said they'll simply take it easy. What do you got planned for tomorrow night?
Staying at home. It's going to be too cold to go out. Thank you.
Gonna stay home and get drunk?
Oh, no, thank you very much. That gets you sick. I'm not planning on getting sick tomorrow.
What do I do tomorrow night? Going out to dinner with some friends and going home for a quiet evening.
For those of you who, for whatever reason, happen to miss this year's New Year's Eve celebration, maybe you went to sleep early, or you're working, or got too drunk too early in the evening, well, you have another chance in about 1 month. That's when the Chinese New Year begins, marking the Year of the Rat. Ron Claiborne, Channel 5 News.
Well, on a happier note, this New Year's Eve, thousands of people are on buses and subways and cars and taxis and on foot, all headed for the location of the hour, Times Square. Security is heavy, as 250,000 people are expected to jam the square to see the Big Apple descend at midnight to mark the arrival of 1986. Although the authorities are being cautious and preparing for trouble, the guardian angels are standing by to help. Those who have traveled from all over the city and from throughout the country seem intent on just having a good time. And to help make certain they don't get more than they bargained for, about 2,500 city and transit police officers are on duty tonight in Times Square, some in uniform, others in plain clothes, mingling with the crowd. Incidentally, the transit authorities stopped charging for the subway at 8 o'clock tonight. Free rides will continue until 8 a.m., but then the subway and bus tolls go up to $1.
Good evening. For all the things the 1980s were, there's one thing they were not: dull. Historians may remember this as the me decade, but tonight the 80s end like many decades have before, with selfishness giving way to sentiment, greed giving way to good times with the people who really count in life, our family and friends. Let's go to Penny Crone, live in Times Square, where things are anything but dull. Penny?
Steve, as you can see, we have invited 100,000 of our closest friends right behind me. Everybody is getting ready for the new decade, and the rain doesn't seem to keep them away. These people have come from all over the world. They've come from as far away as Germany, which incidentally, it is already 1990 in Germany. St. Louis, they're an hour behind us. They're coming from everywhere, waiting for the decade of the 90s. And here you're performing for the creme de la creme.
This is my dream to appear at the Rainbow Room. Ever since I knew about this room, it's my dream to appear here.
Why?
Well, first of all, the ceiling's high enough for me.
In addition to Tommy, the dinner planned is scrumptious. Rack of lamb, lobster thermidor, and of course, baked Alaska before the ball drops. There are those thousands who would rather rough it here at Times Square and munch on Nathan's hot dogs. For them, the spirit is all there. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too.
Where are you from?
Colombia.
Welcome to New York.
Thank you very much.
You came to see the ball drop?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the 12 o'clock for the coming New Year.
What's your New Year's resolution, your decade resolution?
I want to be a better person.
You seem like a good person.
Yeah, she's a good person.
How about yours? What's yours?
My New Year's resolution, save up a lot of money and go on a trip with my girlfriend, you know, go visit like maybe Hawaii or something like that.
And you're looking at the ball, the famous ball that has been here since 1908, and in just about 1 hour it will be dropping, and it will be 1990. We'll be back in less than a half an hour and again at midnight. So from Times Square, back to you, Steve, in the studio. Penny Crone, Fox News, Channel 5.
Okay, Penny, stay dry. The rain isn't, or the ball isn't all that's dropping there.
It's raining.
Just
it's definitely raining,
a little
but it's
rainfall.
still fun.
Okay, thanks, Penny.
Hundreds of thousands of people jammed the streets last night to ring in the new year. This is how it looked on Fox's New Year's Eve Live.
The noise is unbelievable, and the countdown is here!
3,000 pounds of confetti rained down on the revelers. The cops say it was a well-behaved crowd and one of the biggest ever. Most were in a mood to party, of course.
First time in New York?
Yes, first time.
What do you think?
It's great, 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 great.
Having a good time?
Yes, having a good time.
We're waiting to get inside, to talk to Dick Clark, you know, in the middle of all the excitement. You're going to talk to Dick Clark? I want to talk to him. We're trying. We're trying to get close. We're going to try to get as close as we can, but I don't know if we will.
Much different than I expected it to be.
Would you recommend this to your friends?
No. No, stay at home, watch it on TV. The ball looks much bigger on TV.
Well, there's always one party pooper in the crowd. Cops report only 3 arrests and only 12 summonses handed out.
They come from all over the country and the world. For many, to experience Times Square on New Year's Eve is a dream come true.
You see it on TV, but you just don't. I mean, you see all the people, but you just don't realize unless you're really here all the excitement and really just everything, the lights, the excitement. It's really neat.
It's insane.
So many people around, the noise, the crowds, it's crazy.
Thomas Palazzo even talked his sister into bundling up her 2 kids and making the trip from Atlanta for this event. Is this something that you've always wanted to do? Have you ever been here before on New Year's Eve?
Never before New Year's Eve. No, 38 years I waited for this.
Wow. Revelers have been flooding into Times Square for the last 88 years to see that ball drop, but it used to be a simple aluminum cage with ordinary light bulbs. This year, it's a high-tech marvel.
We've clad it in aluminum. We have pasted 12,000 rhinestones on its skin. We've replaced 180 standard lamps with 180 Sylvania halogen lamps. We put 144 strobes, and inside is a 10,000-watt xenon lamp.
But the ball isn't the only Times Square icon recently refurbished. The entire area has seen a rejuvenation with new businesses, new restaurants, and renovated theaters.
We've really got something to celebrate and to cheer, and that's good for New York and it's good for the United States.
And it'll continue through 1996.
Oh, there's more to come.
And the best is yet to come tonight.
It's unique. It's awesome. It's an awesome experience, and I can't wait to get closer to midnight.
1996 arrived on time, and the computers worked swimmingly. They worked exactly as they were meant to. The ball went off exactly at 12 o'clock, and the numbers went on. The problem that some people have raised questions about is that the searchlights, of which we had 12 in Times Square, one of them hit the ball after 12 o'clock, was radiating off the rhinestones and gave the illusion that the ball was still on. So people have wondered whether or not New Year's Eve came 2 seconds late to Times Square. It didn't. In fact, the ball went off, the numbers went on, Father Time marches on.
08. Hello, 09.
Hundreds of thousands packed a frigid Times Square to watch the ball drop. This year, Mayor Bloomberg was joined by former President Clinton and upcoming Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. When the clock struck midnight, tons of confetti, hugs, and kisses rained down as everyone made wishes for a better year ahead. And almost as quick, the throngs of partygoers scattered off to celebrate as cleanup crews got to work.
And that's how New York did New Year's Eve.